The notice requirement. Call to order. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been satisfied by the placing of a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board at the municipal building, filing the notice with the township clerk, and transmitting the notice to the Hunterdon County Democrat, the Courier News, the Star Ledger, and the Trenton Times.
Very good. Thank you, John. Roll call, please.
Chairman, Mr. Edward Gettings.
Here.
Vice Chairwoman, Ms. Donna Drews. She is asked to be excused. Mayor, Ms. Robin Fatu.
Yes. Here.
Mr. Scott McDade.
Here.
Ms. Judy DeJohn Domenico.
Here.
Ms. Michelle Cavacuri.
Here.
Mr. Dennis Concanon.
Here.
Mr. James Miller.
Here.
Mr. Glenn Sokolowski.
Here.
Board professionals, Board Attorney, Mr. John Bellardo.
Here virtually by Zoom.
Township Planner, Mr. Jeffrey Vaccarella.
Here.
Board Planner, Ms. Jessica Caldwell.
Here.
And then the following professionals have asked to be excused. Traffic Consultant, Mr. Jay Troutman. Township Engineer, Mr. Paul Ferrero, and Township Landscape Architect, Mr. John Morgan Thomas.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. First up on the agenda this evening then is our minutes from our April 12th, 2023 meeting. Were circulated in advance. Does anyone have any comments or changes? There being none, can I have a motion to approve?
A motion to approve.
Second.
Chairman, Mr. Edward Gettings.
Yes.
Mayor, Ms. Robin Fatu.
Yes.
Mr. Scott McDade.
Yes.
Mr. Dennis Concanon.
Yes.
Ms. Judy DeJohn Domenico.
Yes.
Ms. Michelle Cavacuri. Mr. James Miller.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next up on our agenda is citizens' privilege. There are no members of our community who are here in the meeting room with us this evening. Robin, is there anyone on?
Sorry,
Is there anybody, Taylor, is there anybody on?
there's no members of
There
the
is
public.
nobody on. Okay, so there's nobody to speak up. Public hearing, there are none this evening. We do not have any resolutions to approve this evening. But we do have some correspondence, and that's Echo Sciences, Inc., the application for a letter of interpretation. Jeff, I'm going to ask you to comment on this, because
This is what the applicant has testified as submitted.
they said they would submit it, right?
Yes, so this is their copy. This is the planning board copy.
Okay. There's nothing in this that changes what we approved 2 weeks ago, right?
No.
It's just not. It's an after the fact. I always question things when things come in after the fact. And you say, well, why didn't we have this before? So that we could review it as part of it, especially with all the stormwater discussion. So thank you. I don't believe there's anything we need to do with this correspondence other than acknowledge.
No, Mr. Chairman, it's just an acknowledgement. It's a section 22 MLUL condition of approval from another agency that the applicant needs to obtain before proceeding with the project.
Thank you, Mr. Bellardo. Next up is the amending the minor site plan definition, master plan consistency, and our planner, Jessica Caldwell, has given us a report on this.
Yes, so the ordinance is seeking to clarify the definition for minor site plan. And that there are some developments that were kind of sneaking in under minor site plan that really weren't minor. So we wanted to look into what really creates a minor site plan. So it's 4,000 cubic feet of enclosed roof area or less, or 5,000 square feet of impervious surfaces or less, and not involving planned developments or installation of expansion of roads or infrastructure. And we reviewed this against the master plan. There are several goals to talk about controlling growth and promoting quality growth. So I believe that it's consistent, the change is consistent.
Okay, thank you. And then associated with this, we have the ordinance.
I'm sorry?
Associated with that, then we have the ordinance for this.
Right.
For the board to, anyone have any comments on this? We've talked about this a little bit. I know there's been some documentation going around. Look.
In fact, Mr. Chairman, this was an ordinance that originated from this board. As the chair knows, this was in conjunction with the mayor, our board professionals, Vice Chairwoman Donna Drews, and of course you, Mr. Gettings, went through various permutations before the final came up. So it has to be introduced by the township committee. It's referred over to us under the municipal land use law for a finding that it is not inconsistent with the master plan. And if the board does that, it will be referred back to the township committee for a public hearing.
Okay. Thank you. So do we need to take a vote on that, that it's not inconsistent with? master
Yeah,
plan?
yes, Mr. Chairman, someone needs to make a motion finding that the proposed ordinance is not inconsistent with the township master plan, and a second and then a vote.
So moved.
So, thank you.
I like when
You didn't summarize it?
No, he said it lovely.
You couldn't have said it any better.
Chairman, Mr. Edward Gettings.
Yes.
Mayor, Ms. Robin Patu.
Yes.
Mr. Scott McDade.
Yes.
Ms. Judy DeJohn Domenico.
Yes.
Ms. Michelle Cavacuri.
Yes.
Mr. Dennis Concanon.
Yes.
Wait, was that seven? And Mr. James Miller.
Yes.
Very good.
Board of Adjustment will appreciate that.
Yes, I bet they will. We've talked to them about that, that's for sure. In terms of chairman's report, I don't have anything this evening. Any board comments from anyone this evening? No. Engineers' comments?
I just had a maybe possibly discussion about the revision of the order of the agenda, because there's been a couple of times where the applicants have been leaving and it's creating a distraction to carry out
Sure.
the meeting. And it's always done this way at Board of Adjustment, everything's done beforehand, but it's just something that maybe a suggestion.
And actually, just a side note, it is in our bylaws that we had a resolution for this year. That is the order. I apologize. That's just how the format has always been for me. So I just want to let you guys know, because technically we gotta follow what we approved
Sure.
in the beginning of the year. So just so you guys know, I just want to let you guys know, just in case someone's just a different way of things. So just wanted to let you guys know.
I don't know. In the same format as long as I've been here. But if that's what we approve something different, then we should be following what we
Yeah.
approve.
Or you change what you.
Or you change what we approve. See why? I mean, sometimes it does get a little disruptive because.
Yeah.
Yep. Anybody have any objection to changing that to what we had approved?
What was the way we approved?
That the resolutions would be before public hearings.
Yeah.
And it would just make sense. It's like we had a resolution and they had to wait for Raritan Junction to be done. That would take it all night. And yeah.
Don't see an issue.
That makes sense.
It's a good recommendation. Want to go with it? Okay. Okay. There's another suggestion, Mr. Bellardo, you don't mind if I bring it up? You and I were talking about it 2 weeks ago, and maybe some of you know, but for as long as I've been on the planning board, there has been no pledge of allegiance starting a meeting. And this is the only public meeting I've ever been to that doesn't start with a pledge of allegiance. Does anyone know why that wasn't the case with the planning board?
Board of Adjustment do it?
No.
No, and they don't either. I always thought it was odd.
Maybe Raritan Township's not.
I take offense.
The committee meetings.
Yeah, they always do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And for the few Boy Scouts that are up here, I know we always do.
On my honor.
We certainly did, didn't we, James? Come on. So is anybody opposed to introducing that at the beginning of the meeting? I think it's the right thing to do. And John, you raised it last week. I think it's
Yes,
the right thing.
I've represented many towns and many boards for the past 35 years. And I think this is the only board that does not start the meeting with a pledge of allegiance. It's always been that way. I'm not sure why, but you certainly can go forward and have it as an item to start the meeting.
I'll be putting that on the agenda as well.
I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That was a whole other issue.
Maybe nobody else ever just decided to comment on it.
Yes. Okay, well, thanks. Jessica, any other comments from you this evening? Thank you for the report, as always.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, we're plugging away with the ordinance committee. We're gonna meet next Wednesday night, May 31st.
Are there, could you maybe refresh my memory? What are the priorities that the subcommittee is working through with respect to
We're just
tuning?
about finished with definitions, and then we're gonna be looking at permitted use in the commercial zones, and then we'll be looking at conditional uses. There's a few cleanup items with the checklist. A couple other things we wanted to just make sure with minor site plan that we're okay, and that's about it. So,
And which zones again are you all focused on?
I'm sorry.
Which zones are you all focused on?
Commercial and industrial, just any non-residential zones.
Does that conclude B2?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Belardo, any comments from you this evening?
We have, as you know, Mr. Chairman, have been working on updating the stormwater completeness ordinance so that an applicant would not be deemed complete unless a sufficiently compliant application was submitted. So that, as the mayor can attest, has actually been sent over to the township committee for introduction. So that would be another ordinance that you should be seeing shortly for a finding that it's not inconsistent with the master plan. So we're attempting to pick the low hanging fruit, things that we could accomplish quickly, things that are important. And if other items come up that we can move quickly, we certainly will do so. And that's
Great,
it.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you. Okay, our next meeting is June 14th. Do we have anything on the agenda yet, Jeff?
As of right now, it's Flemington Concrete. However, they're submitting new plans. So depending on when they submit that, it may be pushed to the 28th or in July.
And it's my 36th wedding anniversary, Flag Day.
Well, there you go. Congratulations. It's wonderful.
And how appropriate we say the Pledge of
Yes.
Allegiance.
Yes,
Flag Day.
that is perfect indeed.
It's a great day to introduce it, right?
Correct. There you go, Chairman.
Okay, very good. Then the subsequent meeting is June 28th.
28th is a minor subdivision. Caitlin Firth.
Oh, it is? Okay, that's coming back.
I will not be.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. We are adjourned.
Have a good Memorial Day weekend, everybody.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Enjoy, John.
Bye now.
I'm not taking my mother. But